Hey everyone, 95 Fathoms here with the next set of hunts for my HeartGold SoulSilver triple team quest, where I'm hunting for a full team of Shinies across 3 different games simultaneously. Now, I initially started planning this quest as a means of hunting a lot of the really common HeartGold SoulSilver hunts that I hadn't gotten around to, like Sudowoodo, Electrode Runaways, Lugia and Ho-Oh, etc., but I realized that I was kind of just checking boxes to say I did hunts that I wasn't personally invested in doing, particularly since one of the things that I enjoy the most in shiny hunting is carving out unusual and interesting hunts. So I scrapped that idea and instead pivoted to focusing on hunts that just really stood out to me, starting with this trio of water-based hunts here. On the right here, I'm hunting Lapras in Union Cave, which appears on Fridays and is a pretty basic static encounter. And it's actually very simple to bypass the day restriction when you're hunting this, as long as you go there initially on a Friday and save with Lapras in front of you, or at least in the same body of water since it loves to move around, it won't leave when the day rolls over. This is a bad example because it actually is a Friday today, but I promise it sticks around. In the middle of my layout here, I've set up for a Chinchow hunt via fishing. Static is pretty much a must because it boosts Chinchow's encounter rate from a 20% to 60%. But using static does mean you unfortunately have to forego the benefits of suction cups. With that said, I think it's worth it to reduce the potential for phasing, at least it is to me. A quick note in post here, there's actually a mechanic that would have let me have my cake and eat it too. In HeartGold SoulSilver only, if you have a high enough friendship with your following Pokemon, it can guarantee a fishing encounter depending on the rod you're using. In this case, having max friendship with my following Smeargle would have given me a bite every time, even without suction cups or sticky hold. I was aware of this mechanic, but I am extremely frustrated to say that I forgot about it until after the hunt was said and done. I'm trying not to beat myself up about it too much given how obscure the mechanic is, and more so because I started this hunt at the beginning of a set of months where I had a lot of stuff going on personally and therefore wasn't thinking super clearly. But if you do this hunt or any fishing hunt in these games, learn from my mistake. Even if you don't have anything already with max friendship, the time spent grinding it up is nothing compared with the time you'll waste on empty reel-ins over the span of any decent length hunt, particularly with anything but the super rod. The left hunt is the most complex one as it's the Softlock-Prevention Tentacool in Cyanwood. I think this is fairly well known of at this point, and I'm definitely not the first one to hunt it, but this was so niche that the general existence of this tentacle wasn't discovered until 2020, which is really interesting to me. Basically, if you're on Cyanwood with only one Pokemon in your party, regardless of what that Pokemon is, and don't have any Pokemon in your boxes, this NPC in the Poke Center will give you a Tentacool to ensure you have a surf-compatible Pokemon with which to leave Cyanwood in case you, strand yourself there with Teleport or something. This obviously requires some setup, so I've put a couple Pokemon in the daycare and traded all but one of the remaining Pokemon that I cared about out, and then I released all of the fodder that I exchanged them for. And you can see here that my remaining party member is my Vaporeon, which does have Surf, so the only flag it checks for is the number of Pokemon you have, not whether you physically have the ability to leave Cyanwood on your own. Anyway, I am really excited for each of these hunts, but I will discuss each one more when I actually find the shiny. For now, I'm going to jump into these hunts, and I will see you when something shines. Oh my god! Shiny Shellder! What? Dude! Hello? What? Oh my god! That is a 5%. That is a 5%. Holy crap. Alright, I'm gonna switch to a single screen here real quick. Okay, after 1,799 fishing encounters here for Chinchow, Shiny Shellder. As I said, this is a 5% with static. I have static here, which turns it from a 10% to a 5%. I was not wanting to phase on this hunt, but if I was gonna phase on something, this was definitely the thing to phase on, but I assumed that wasn't gonna happen, so that was not even a thought. Shellder and Cloyster are both amazing shinies. I don't know that I would evolve this. I'd probably save it as it is, because I might at some point actually use Cloyster on a team, and then I would evolve it. But, like, what a cool shiny to get. I cannot believe that. That is crazy. Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, this Smeargle is way too high level, will not listen to me, but it can't actually kill the Pokemon. I don't know what I want to catch it in. I don't know what I want to catch it in, because what matches Shellder isn't going to match Cloyster, because they're very different shinies. I'm just gonna go Love Ball. I think that would match both of them reasonably well. And I love Love Ball. Dang, I have been working away at this hunt. And I mean, obviously, like, I'm single hunting each one of these. And the numbers are separate, so 1,799, obviously. There's the shiny Dex. I do not have a nickname for this ready. Oh god, and it's going back into the PC, so I'm gonna have to do a whole lot of navigation here. I've been working on this, but I've been very, very busy. Very busy in recent history, not had a whole lot of time to do anything, so so progress was reasonably slow. I was tonight like really itching, like, man, it'd be really cool to get shiny, but I definitely thought it was way too early. Yeah, we're gonna have to navigate all the way back from Route 27 here, which, like, this is a weird place to hunt it, but there's a lot of places with the same encounter tables for fishing. And I love the music on Route 27. And weirdly enough, like, I don't know that I've ever actually done this before, but at some point it occurred to me that it was possible to, like, as soon as you get Surf, you can go cross over to Kanto. I mean, the reason that Tojo Falls, I think that's what it's called, is to block you from doing anything else until, that's right, I have my fishing rod registered, until you have Waterfall. Okay, we are back in Cherry Grove at the Poke Center, and we're ready to pull out Shellder and take a look at it. I guess it's timid. I didn't get to do a nature guess. I didn't realize it was going to be right there. Just for future purposes, let's put it there. Put that there so it won't be the first thing in the box. There's the overworld sprite Shellder. That looks, dang, it looks so vibrant. I already saved. I think I saved right after I got it, and I definitely saved on the way back because I was like, wait, I may not have saved, but I'm saving again. I have a weird history with 5%. This is actually the second 5% I've gotten while using static, because that happened to me on my Brilliant Diamond Dream Team, where I was hunting Pachirisu, and it was like 70% Pachirisu, and I got the 5% Bidoof, because of course I did. Shellder is such a great shiny. My only disappointment here is that, like, I don't have room for this on these quests. And Shellder and Cloyster are such great shinies. I would love to do something with it. Dang, look at that, the vibrant orange. I have thought to myself, I haven't even been hunting this that long. But I've thought so many times over this hunt, like, every time I see a Shellder, I'm like, dang, it would be really cool to get that shiny. And there was one night where I was seeing a bunch of them. I don't think that was tonight, but Oh, it's got, I assume that's Skill Link. Yeah, I think it's gotta be Skill Link. It can't be Shell Armor. That is really cool. That is really cool. I can't believe I found that. Well, alright, I guess I'm gonna go back to this hunt. Keep going at it, and I will see you with whatever the next shiny is from this trio of hunts. Oh, shiny Tentacool! What? Oh my god. That jump scared me so bad. I literally looked at that and I was like, okay, and I looked back to what I was watching, and then I just... That took a minute to sink in. Holy crap. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, we're saving right away. We are saving right away. Oh, okay. And yeah, let me switch over to a single screen here, and we'll go back to that. Okay, back on a single screen, and let's pull up this Tentacool again. Oh my god, that shiny is gorgeous. Tentacool is one of my favorite shinies ever. I have loved shiny Tentacool ever since I saw a picture of one back in the Gen 2 days. I have wanted a shiny Tentacool ever since then. And finally I have one. Technically I got one in Scarlet and Violet, but it's Gen 9, so it doesn't count to me. This is I have wanted to hunt a Tentacool for so long. I originally was going to hunt it in Fire Red Leaf Green, or well, specifically for my Leaf Green DTQ, and then I decided not to because I really love in Gen 4 forward, it has this like almost lavender color instead of just the blue, along with the green, whatever exactly those are. I decided I wanted to hunt it in Gen 4. I may well hunt it in Gen 3 at some point, because when I made that decision, I was more like, well, I'm going to only hunt it in one game kind of a mentality. Also, for context, well, first of all, this came after 2004 SRs, which I just got home. I had done 2001 encounters earlier today. I just got home, I had just eaten dinner, I was like finishing it up, and that's why I was so like distracted, and that's why I just like, I didn't process that it was shiny at first. But so I did, this is the 3 SRs, I did the first SR, and then I was distracted eating, and I left it for a while, so there's probably going to be a little bit of a nothing, and then I'll probably cut it out of the clip, or I don't know what I'll do, but anyway, so this is the second SR since the break to eat, so I mean, dang. And also this coming at 2004 encounters, 2004 SRs, the Shellder that I got that was a phase for Chinchow was 1,799, so this is only 200 SRs after that happened, which like that happened on, I want to say it was Monday that was of this week, and then I found Rhyhorn for my Rhydon quest for Gen 3 on
Thursday night, I think, and then this is Saturday night. So I found 3 shinies this week. It's been a long time since I've gotten this many shinies in a short span of time, because I've been doing so many complex hunts, and I also haven't been hunting that much, and whatever. There is the Tentacool. So to add to me talking about this being my favorite shiny, that is why I did this hunt. That is why I went for the Softlock-Prevention Tentacool. I've heard people say that it's like a silly hunt because you can get Tentacool like much easier in a lot of areas. That is very true. You may have noticed Tentacool is one of the encounters that I'm getting fishing for Chinchow, and I was like, please do not let me get a Tentacool phasing for Chinchow, which is still possible, but at least I got this one first, because I really wanted my first one to be this like special sort of momentous thing, because it's one of a shiny that I love so much. I really wanted it to be sort of an effort, and this Tentacool existing like in this very isolated NPC event that nobody discovered for like 10 years is so like insanely cool. It's a little bit of a pain to set up, but I didn't have that many Pokemon on this save file. If I were going to like my original SoulSilver cart and trying to do that, Jesus, that would be terrible. I have boxes of Pokemon on that, but I have less than a box of Pokemon on this. So it's going to be annoying to get everything back on now that I've gotten the Tentacool, but it's going to be a little annoying, I should say. I'm just going to have to catch some Pokemon and then trade them over to my DTQ SoulSilver. There's the shiny Tentacool. That is such a gorgeous color. I do also plan to keep this unevolved, which may seem kind of crazy. I don't know how well that's going to work out, but again, I love Tentacool's shiny specifically. Tentacool's shiny is great, don't get me wrong, but Tentacool does change in that it has a blue color instead of the like lavender that Tentacool gets. I'm trying to remember if I have a fishing rod. I think I did get the fishing rod on this game. Yeah, I did. So I think this will throw it out because it's behind me right now. I just want to show it off in that kind of encounter, and I'm too lazy to surf all the way back from Cyanwood right now. Okay. Yep. There's shiny Tentacool. It's just such a great shiny. Like, they had no business making Tentacool of all things such a great shiny, but I love it, and I'm so happy to find this shiny, and really happy that I found it in this hunt. Ever since I found out that the Softlock-Prevention Tentacool existed, I was like, oh, that would be a really cool hunt to do. And obviously, again, I said this in the intro, I'm not the first person to do this hunt. I know Shiny Collector did it. I'm sure others have done it. I think his is the only video I've seen personally, but surely plenty of people have done it and not recorded it too. But I'm so happy to have gotten this. So this is one of my 3 water hunts down. And yeah, I'll dig back into the other ones. I'm going to double up on one of the other 2 hunts on this game because I want to triple hunt everything, even if that means that I'm doing one hunt on more than one game. But this is very exciting to find, and I will obviously show this off with everything else once I get the full trio like I've been doing at everything else in this quest. Oh, shiny Lapras! Yes! Okay, I am gonna switch over to a single screen real quick. All right, shiny Lapras after 7,878 resets, so a little under odds. I was honestly expecting that this was gonna go over odds. I was prepared to try to work for that tonight. I haven't gotten an over odds shiny since, well, I guess technically my second to last phase for Rhyhorn in Fire Red Leaf Green was over odds, but I've gotten a lot of under odds shinies recently, so I was expecting it to go over. But here we are. It did not go over odds, and I feel like my reaction was probably underwhelming because I don't really know. I feel like I've forgotten how to react to shinies because it has been 2.5 months about since I last got a shiny. It's been 3 months, like 5 days short of 3 months since I got Tentacool, because it is December 2nd and that was on September 7th. Which isn't because I've been going crazy over odds or anything, as I just indicated. It's just because 2024 is the year of years. Thank God it's a month from being over. Let's just say that. So I'm very happy to have some time to shiny hunt and to get a beautiful shiny. I love Lapras, and I love shiny Lapras. It's just beautiful shiny. I've wanted specifically to do Union Cave Lapras for so long. I probably would like to do it in Gen 2 at some point. Just Union Cave Lapras is such like a quintessential Gen 2 experience to me for, I almost want to say for some reason, but I know why. I sort of thought about it during this hunt, where I was like, why is this such like a big thing to me? Because I didn't like repeatedly go like every Friday to Union Cave to get Lapras or something. It wasn't something that I did in every single Gen 2 playthrough I did. I think it's because I have like the official Nintendo guide for Gold and Silver, and so when I was playing through it for the first time, I saw, going through Union Cave the first time, I think they had a note in there. I could look at it. It's literally over on my shelf, but I think they had a note in it about like, come back on Fridays when you have Surf to get Lapras. And so like I was aware of it, even if it took a long time to come back to it. I mean, relatively long time. So it's just like, I don't know. It feels really nostalgic to me, Lapras in Union Cave. So I really wanted to shiny hunt that special encounter. And, Gen 4 doesn't have, in HeartGold SoulSilver, it doesn't have the same meaning, I guess. But I love how shiny Lapras looks in Gen 4 and in Gen 5. So I knew I really wanted to hunt it here. And we've caught her. Yeah, this is something I've wanted to do this hunt long before I have this triple team quest in mind. I knew I wanted to hunt shiny Lapras. There's the dex entry. Love that. Also, if you were wondering why my Smeargle was named Spite, it's because it was when I did my when I did my SoulSilver DTQ, in which I tried to like Masuda hatch for Smeargle just for fun, just to like have one to use to catch my full odds hunted targets, and it went over double odds, and I was like, actually, I'm not doing this. I was like, okay, fine, I'll use a regular Smeargle, and then I named it Spite because I was mad about it. So there we go. I had that nickname for Lapras written down. I'm trying to remember why exactly I decided on that nickname. I do this thing where I go through the whole process of thinking out a nickname and then I forget where the nickname came from, which is a problem when I'm like mashing two like Latin words together. There's like no way to trace that back. I'm not going to be able to Google it. Best case scenario, and this has happened sometimes, where I come up with a nickname and then like I Google it to make sure I'm not accidentally creating some horrible like slur, and then it turns out it's some like stupid startup company's name, and I'm like, I no longer want to nickname my Pokemon this. Anyway, I'm gonna cut real quick and until I'm out of the cave. Okay, and we're back in Azalea Town after a long path back. And let's check out Lapras and see what its nature is. There's Raikou. For its nature, I'm gonna guess... I'm gonna guess mild. It's lax, which is not particularly good for it. But there it is. Shell armor is the ability. I forget what its other ability can be. Water absorb. I don't know which one is best for it. But anyway, there it is. She looks gorgeous. Love the love ball match with it. I think that's probably a common match, but is what it is. Also, I've realized this is definitely not the game I'm planning to use Lapras on. But it is also the game on which I got Tentacool. So this game has doubled up now on Shinies in this set of hunts. I'm gonna dump Smeargle. Bring out Lapras. There she is. That looks great. Can't see it as well outside, but still really pretty. Okay. And let's show her off in an encounter. There's a Spearow and shiny Lapras. Just a beautiful, vibrant purple color. Let's show her off in one more encounter. I'll throw her out in a Pokeball. From a Pokeball, I mean. So we get to see the Love Ball animation with her. There's a Hoppip. And shiny Lapras. Alright, so now we're all in on Chinchou. I kind of wish that Chinchou had shined first, because doing a fishing hunt without suction cups is not fun, but it is what it is. Triple hunting a fishing hunt without suction cups probably isn't going to be super fun. And I'm going to have to get some Moonballs on this game because I want to catch Chinchou in a Moonball, and I apparently don't have any. But I am very excited to have 2 of the 3 targets knocked out here, and I am excited to move on to the last one. Hopefully we get Chinchou in the next phase. Since we already got the one phase, we are, it's a 60% on Chinchou with static, so hopefully that'll be what happens next. But I will see you when whatever it is shines. Oh! Shiny Tentacool! Oh, okay. Alright. Shiny Tentacool. I saw sparkles out of the corner of my eye before I actually saw what it was. Well, let me switch over to a single screen real quick. Alright, after 4,585 fishing encounters, Shiny Tentacool Phase 2 for Chinchou. It's a little bit baffling because Shellder was 5% and Tentacool is 15% here with static, and Chinchou is 60%. So I don't really know why this is coming before Chinchou, but, bad luck, I guess. And the fact that it's Tentacool, and so I've now doubled up on Tentacool, is not ideal. I mean, it means I can evolve one into Tentacool, though I don't know that I'll do that unless I'm actually planning to use one. Because I do like Tentacool's shiny, so it's possible I would use it for a quest in the future. Some people would say, like, see, this is why you don't go out of your way to soft reset for the Softlock-Prevention Tentacool, and In some way, I guess you're right, but if that's how you feel, I think you're kind of missing the point of why I hunted for it. As I said, Tentacool is like one of my favorite shinies, if not like my favorite. And I wanted to do the special hunt, and I think that Softlock-Prevention Tentacool is just very cool. So it is what it is. I'm not thrilled about this, but it is cool to see it in the wild. I can catch it in a cool Pokeball. I don't remember what I have on this game, but I can catch it in something cool, whereas the Softlock Prevention one is just in a Pokeball. I will still be using the Softlock Prevention one just on principle, just because I think that's a cool hunt, and I want to use the Tentacool that I got from it. I am also... Fishing encounters take a lot of attention, especially without suction cups, because you've really gotta pay attention. Do I want to do Heavy Ball or Love Ball? I think we're gonna go Heavy Ball. You get fishing encounters way less often, which means that you are more likely to get distracted because it takes a while, and then you don't get a fishing encounter anyway, so you're just like not really thinking about it. So it takes a lot of multitasking. Oh, we do get the Dex entry. That's cool. And I'm watching something that's requiring a lot of my attention, which is part of why I only saw the sparkles out of the corner of my eye and was like, wait, what just shined? I don't know that I'm going to give this a nickname, but I'm certainly not going to do it now. So I was actually going to hit 4,600 and then like stop this hunt for the moment and switch to something that requires a little less attention. So I guess this is as good a stopping point as any. But man, the fishing encounters, I'm glad I'm getting under odds shinies on this hunt, but I kind of wish I didn't keep phasing. Because now God knows how long it's going to take to get Shellder. Chinchow. Alright, we're back at the Poke Center. Let's take a look at my shiny Tentacool. There's my Entei, and there's my shiny Eevee, and I'm gonna nature guess Naughty. It's gentle. It's the same as my Eevee. That's funny. Okay, it's gentle nature, which is it's kind of good for it because it's more specially defensive than physically. I don't actually know how physically defensive Tentacool and Tentacool are. Not very, it looks like. So that's actually probably a pretty good nature for it. I mean, you'd probably ideally want something that lowers like physical attack rather than defense, because most of the time you want better defensive stats regardless. But we're gonna drop my Smeargle so that I don't have to get my Mareep knocked out again to do static. There's the Overworld Sprite. Obviously we've already seen it, but let's just show it off anyway, just because. Oh, I don't think I finished my thought earlier. I was like just thinking like I do want to do something that's less like that requires less attention, but I would love to get a shiny on the sunset background. So at least I got something on the sunset background, though I was kind of hoping that would be Chinchou. But instead we get shiny Tentacool number 2. I mean, given that this is like one of my favorite shinies of all time, I'm definitely not mad about getting a duplicate. So, you know, it is what it is. It's just unfortunate because like I don't know, at least I got the Softlock-Prevention Tentacool first, because that was my fear, that I was going to get this one first, and then it was going to feel like weird to keep going for the Softlock-Prevention one when I already have a shiny Tentacool. Not that it would have stopped me, it just would have felt a little silly. Anyway, phase 2 for Chinchou down. Hopefully we wrap this up in next phase. Certainly we're over phase odds at this point. Go. Wait, is that shiny Chinchow? What? Oh my god. Oh god. I need a drink of water, and I need to switch to a single screen.
Alright, we're back. Sorry about that. My voice decided to just crap out on me at the worst possible moment. I guess not the worst moment, because it didn't crap out on me the moment I was trying to react to it, but very shortly thereafter. But we're here after 7,647 fishing encounters, shiny Chinchow on phase 3. I am so beyond thrilled to find this. This hunt has definitely overstayed its welcome a little bit. I know each of the 3 phases were under odds, but though this one not by very much. I've had a lot of under odds hunts lately, so I was all prepared to go over odds, and I was honestly disappointed that it didn't seem like it was very likely I was going to be able to hit odds today. After all, I was really pushing for it, but it seemed like it might be a little bit difficult. But I guess we didn't need to. But the fishing encounters without suction cups just get very tedious, and it really limited what I could hunt. Because, or sorry, what I could watch while I was hunting, because I kept trying to watch stuff that required a little bit more of my attention, and then I was missing like half the fishing encounters because I'd be just a little bit too slow to reel it in. So I'm just glad to be done with fishing encounters for now. I am so happy to get this shiny specifically, and honestly, like, the reason I hesitated for a second, this isn't what I would really consider to be a subtle shiny, though it's not like a huge change either, but I second guessed it because you saw my other game here, the one that I just got an encounter on, was in evening. There we go, we caught it in the Moonball first try. I think it was I believe I looked up the catch rate ahead of time, and it was like basically guaranteed. We don't get the shiny decks because I think I already had a Chinchou on this file for Illuminate, because the one game had just changed to evening. And so the evening backdrop is really cool, but for Chinchou specifically, I did think that I was like, well, the daytime background has that like blue and green, so it matches Chinchou, so that looks kind of neat. So because the one game had just changed to evening, that one, I was like, is it just the background that's making me think that looks shiny? But I noticed it pretty quickly anyway. I do have it in my party. But I love shiny Chinchou. As I said, I think it's the kind of shiny that I think a lot of people would probably consider to be maybe kind of subtle. To me, what really makes me love Chinchou, there it is. What really makes me love shiny Chinchou is that the change to the shiny form reminds me of like the filter that the like Genesis Sonic games, Genesis or Mega Drive, I guess, depending on your region, the filter that those games put on objects and characters when they're underwater. Like, it reminds me if you put Chinchou's regular sprite underwater, and because it's like a deep water Pokemon, that feels really cool to me. In my mind, it's more the Genesis games because that's what I have more experience with. In recent years, I've come to play Sonic CD more and grow more attached to it. Though I played Sonic CD for the first time many years ago, but I think it's actually probably matches the like the normal present day Tidal Tempest filter better than anything because it's more of a green effect. But anyway, let me do a quick nature check here. Nature guess and check here. I'm gonna guess timid, and it is not timid, that's hasty, plus speed minus defense, which I don't really know what that is for. I think it's more specially bulky than anything. Not that Chinchou has super high stats in anything. Yeah, it's special attack and special defense are its assets really. So that's not great for it, but speed is its best. Yeah, sorry, speed is its best stat aside from HP. So that's actually pretty good for it. Okay, I came back to Cherry Grove and I decided to heal everybody up, or well, mostly heal Chinchou up, and show it off here. There's the overworld sprite. God, that looks so cool. You really see that like green tint. It makes it really look luminescent, as well as everything else.
I really love Chinchou's shiny. As I'm not going to evolve this, and maybe that's a crazy take because admittedly Lantern's shiny is phenomenal. I don't want to at all downplay that, and I don't want to say I don't love Lantern because I do. I think Lantern was actually one of the first Gen 2 Pokemon I saw because I saw like a Japanese card of it before it was out in the US. I don't remember where that came in the timeline, but Lantern, I'm pretty sure I saw it before most of Gen 2, except like Togepi, obviously, and like probably Meryl and like Snubble, like the stuff that was shown off in like the first movie. But just Chinchou's shiny specifically, I think, is really cool. And I just like Chinchou. It's just a cute, interesting little Pokemon. In my perfect world, I did love hunting it on Route 27, because I love Route 27. But in a perfect world, I would have wanted to hunt it in the Olivine Harbor, because that is where I think of Chinchou as being. And for whatever reason, it's not anymore in HeartGold SoulSilver. Shiny hunting really reveals to you the weird ways in which these games have, the remakes have changed encounter locations for seemingly no reason. But anyway, yeah, unfortunately, Chinchou did shine on the game that I was going to use it on, that I'm going to use it on. So we'll see how it goes. I know it's not going to be great because it's unevolved, but, you know, I don't care. I'm excited to use this little baby. But, man, I can't believe I finished this hunt. It's, as I said, I know it was under odds, but it felt like this hunt went on for a really long time because of how the fishing encounters worked, and I kept, like, taking pauses from it because I was like, well, I want to be watching this thing while I hunt, and I can't do that because I need to really focus on fishing. But the next hunt is not going to require nearly so much attention, so I'm really excited for that. But before we move on, I do want to, you know, cut here and show off everybody together. But God, I'm so excited that I have these 3 water hunts done. It's been a long time between each of the 3. I got Tentacool back in, like, I want to say it was August, maybe September. And I got Lapras in... God, I don't even remember when I got that one. I can look at my spreadsheet. I got Lapras in... Yeah, Tentacool was in September. Lapras I got in early December. This is 2024. And then, so this is... Okay, stop calling me. This I got in... This is January 16th, 2025. So they've all been a few months apart because of all sorts of things. But anyway, I will cut to the triple show off. All right, I'm back on my triple layout here to show off all 3 of my water targets together. You can see them all in their overworld sprites right there. And I'll real quick pull up their summary screens. There they all are in all their glory and their very disparate encounter rates. You can see right there because my clock has been accurate for all of them. It's so crazy to finally see these 3 together. But anyway, let's get on the water here and show them off. Feels like that's the most appropriate way to show off some water shinies. I guess I should have taught Chinchow Surf so I could have all 3 of them show up as the surfing Pokemon, but whatever. There's a Tentacool on all 3 games. And Shiny Tentacool, Chinchou, and Lapras. I forgot to say, I changed Chinchou's nickname because I was looking at it and I realized that my nickname that I gave for Flareon was very similar to the one I gave to Chinchou. It's been so long since I gave it its nickname that I kind of forgot about it, which it makes sense because the same word, Istus, means both like passion and tides. And so it kind of works for like fiery passion and also for like something that's in like the depths of the water. So anyway, I changed the name so it's a little more distinct instead of Ice Dualis and Istus, especially since they're both on the same team. But anyway, there are 3 water shinies in HeartGold SoulSilver. Hope you've enjoyed seeing all 3 of these shinies and this whole video. I'm on to my next hunt, so I'm going in the direction of Cyanwood City for that. But until then, best of luck on all your hunts and take care.